Okay. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. This is Terry Wisdom, and I am coming to you live from Harlem Network News. We are a new media platform, and today we are celebrating Grandparents' Day, which is a national holiday, and it is always the first Sunday after Labor Day. I have Miss Doris Williams here with us, and she is the coordinator for Grandparents' Day here in Harlem and New York City. Miss Doris, please say hello to everyone. And there is Miss Doris on the right in the picture with Athena Moore, the Chief of Staff for the Borough President's Office. Good afternoon, Miss Doris. If you would go right ahead and just share with us a little bit about Grandparents' Day. Go right ahead.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ms. Terry. Also, that Shauna Marks from the Congressman's office are there also.
Okay, fantastic.
Fine. Thank you so much. Thank you for this dedication to National Grandparents' Day, which I'm going to share the information, how it became a national holiday. In 1970, West Virginia housewife Marion Lucille Herndon McQuaid initiated a campaign to set aside a special day just for grandparents. Through concerted efforts on the part of civic, business, church, and political leaders, this campaign expanded statewide. Senator Jennings Randolph of West Virginia was especially instrumental in the project, and the first Grandparents' Day was proclaimed in 1973 in West Virginia by Governor Archie Moore. Also, 1973, Senator Randolph introduced a resolution in the United States Senate, and the resolution languished in committee, and Mrs. McQuaid and her team turned to the media to garner support, which is what we've been trying to do for over 10 years. They also contacted governors, senators, congressmen, and they sent letters to churches, businesses, and numerous national organizations interested in senior citizens. So in 1978, 5 years later, after its West Virginia inception, the United States Congress passed legislation proclaiming the first Sunday after Labor Day as Grandparents' Day. The proclamation by President Jimmy Carter, September was chosen for the holiday to signify autumn years of life. Today, this event, begun by a few, is now observed by millions throughout the United States. And grandparents represent a bigger chunk of the population than ever before, according to new data from the Census Bureau. The number of grandparents in the United States rose to 69.5 million in 2014, up from 65.1 million in 2009. The Bureau reported on March 20, 2017.
Wow. Miss Doris, I'm just gonna interrupt you for a moment. And for those of you who have just tuned in, this is Terry Wisdom and this is Harlem Network News. And we are celebrating Grandparents' Day, and Miss Doris Williams of Harlem, who has been coordinating and really making sure everybody knows about Grandparents' Day, just finished sharing how it started and the fact that it is a national holiday and that there are more grandparents here than ever. And it's a particular dear to me, Grandparents' Day, because I am a grandparent as well. So it's very significant to me and just very, very important. So I have Miss Doris Williams, as I mentioned here, and I am Terry Wisdom, and I am your host at Harlem Network News. And I had a very significant grandparent experience over these past 2 days. My granddaughter, Sahar, who is a senior at Howard University, and she just moved into her first apartment and just starting her senior year, even with all this remote learning. So grandparents on the move. I have Reverend Rhonda McClean Nur with us, and she is also a grandparent. So grandparents are holding it down today. And Reverend Rhonda is a Harlem resident as well, and she is going to just share and say a few words. She's an interfaith minister, as well as an actress and a griot and a grandmother and a mother. Reverend Rhonda, thank you.
Thank you, Sister Terry. And thank you, Sister Doris, for continuing to keep the holiday alive and letting people know that grandparents need to be celebrated and respected and remembered. So I am so glad to be a grandmother. It's one of the best things ever for me in life. I love my grandchildren. I have 2 grandchildren, Ryan and Russell, by my son who passed away, and 5 grandchildren by my stepchildren, Elijah, Ayan, Kyron, and then 2 identical twins, Ibeji, Zari and Sydney. And they are a year old. So I am so glad to be a grandmother. I love it. And I'm thankful to God and the ancestors for giving me what I need to stand up as a grandmother in this day and time and be who I need to be in their evolution and their growth. When she talked about Grandmother's Day, the song always comes to my mind because I miss my grandmothers, and this song always represented them for me. Grandma's hands used to clap in church on Sunday morning. Grandma's hands played the tambourine so well. Grandma's hands used to issue out a warning. She'd say, girl, don't you run so fast. You might step in a piece of glass. Some snakes may be in that grass. Grandma's hands, grandma's hands, grandma's hands. The next thing that I think about in terms of grandmothers, poem I used to do called In the Morning by Paul Laurence Dunbar. It was the first poem that I ever learned. And the first poem in dialect when I was in the 4th grade. And I was the only one that could do it in dialect. And that's in honor of grandmothers. Lies, lies. Bless the Lord. Don't you know the days abroad? If you don't get up, you scam. There'll be trouble in this year camp. Think I'm going to let you sleep while I make your board and keep? Well, that's a putty how to do. Don't you hear me lies to you? Bet if I come across this here floor, you won't find no time to snore. Daylight all a shining in. Why you sleep while it's a singing? Ain't the candlelight enough to burn out without a snuff? But you go to morning too, burning out the daylight too. Lies. Don't you hear me call? No use turning against that wall. I can hear that mattress squeak. Don't you hear me, boy, when I speak? This here clock done struck our 6. Caroline, bring me them there sticks. Oh, you down, sir? Oh, you down? Don't you dare to frown. Now mash yourself and wash your face. And don't you splat all over this place. I got something else to do besides just cleaning up after you. Take that comb and fix your head. Look just like a feather bed. Look here, boy. I'll let you see. You sure rolled your eyes at me. Come here. Bring me that strap. Boy, I'll whop you till you drop. You done felt yourself too strong, and your shoulder got me wrong. Now sit down at that table there, and just you whimper if you dare. Every morning on this place seems like I must lose my grace. Now fold your hands and bow your head and wait until the blessing said, Lord, have mercy on our souls. Sit! Don't you dare to touch them rolls. Bless the food with wine to eat. Sit still now. I see your feet. You just try that trick again. Give us peace and joy. Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. To all the
Amen.
grandmothers, we want to ask God to protect you. We thank you for all the grandmothers whose names we don't know, who raised us, who raised our parents, who still are raising children whose parents are unable to raise them. We ask you to bless them, protect them, keep them strong in the face of this COVID virus. All the grandparents who are sick and ailing, to keep them healthy and strong, especially in our community. We love you, we appreciate you, and God, please bless them and keep them safe and healthy and strong, and let them know that they are loved, whether somebody tells them or not. Today, we love you and we appreciate you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Reverend
so
Rhonda.
much.
Yeah, that was especially, I've heard, and this is Terry Wisdom, and this is Harlem Network News. And today we are celebrating National Grandparents Day. And we have with us Miss Doris Williams, who is the organizer of Grandparents Day here in the Harlem area. And she has worked tirelessly for years to assure that people are aware of Grandparents Day, celebrate Grandparents Day. There are Grandparents Day cards in the store. So it's very, very, very significant. And we also have with us Reverend Rhonda McClean Nur, and she just gave us a beautiful rendition of Grandma's Hands, and also shared a poem from Paul Laurence Dunbar, just a grandma's poem and a grace being said. And that brings back many memories, because that's a poem that my mother always spoke about. But Grandma's Hands, that brings up a lot, because I've heard the song many, many, many times, but just because we're here and you sang it, I actually really heard and ingested the words. So very significant, very appropriate. We're going to go just in a moment to Ms. Doris Williams, the organizer for the Grandparents Day here in Harlem. But for those of you who have just tuned in, I just want to share with you that this is Harlem Network News, and you can go to harlemnetworknews.com. And Harlem Network News was launched at the beginning of COVID to really assure that Harlem and the Harlems of the world are informed. Knowledge is power is very critical, and we are dedicated to telling our own stories. Nobody can tell our stories like us. So that's what this is about, and we need you to support. We need you to participate. If you have stories or information, please share it with us. You know, if you have a talent in writing or reporting, or you're interested in learning, please connect with us. We're at harlemnetworknews@gmail.com. And certainly donations are accepted and appreciated, because it helps us to move forward. We are a resilient people. So I'm going to go to Reverend Rhonda, because Reverend Rhonda is going to leave us, and she has a great event to go to. It is her great aunt's 94th birthday. So we don't want you to miss Aunt Gloria's surprise 94th birthday. And that'll be in about 15 minutes. And Zoom allows everybody all over to celebrate Aunt Gloria. So it's amazing, an amazing grace. So Reverend Rhonda, if you would just give us a few lines of that Grandma's Hands again, and then I'm going to go to Miss Doris, and she's just going to share some of the nuts and bolts of what Grandma's Parents' Day is about. So Reverend Rhonda, take us on and go on to Aunt Gloria's party. So thank
Grandma's hands clapped in church on Sunday morning. Grandma's hands played the tambourine so well. Grandma's hands used to issue out a warning. She'd say, Girl, don't you run so fast. You might step on a piece of glass. Maybe there's snakes in that grass. Grandma's hands, grandma's hands, grandma's hands. Happy Grandparents' Day to all the grandparents of the world. I love you, specifically of Harlem.
Okay, okay. So that's a good thing. And thank you so much, Reverend Rhonda, for joining us. And I am going to share this screen again. And Miss Doris is going to let us know a lot more about the very specifics of Grandparents' Day. So just a moment, and we're going to, okay. So wonderful. Ms. Doris, if you would just go right ahead and just let us know how you got involved with Grandparents' Day, and very specifically, what's happening in Harlem for Grandparents' Day, and a little bit about how it was shared and about the complex in the Bronx and PSS. If you would just give us some nuts and bolts of Grandparents' Day. Thank you so much, Ms. Doris.
Why, thank you so much.
And if you, I'm sorry, Ms. Doris, if you would just speak up a little bit, so that everybody can really hear what you're saying.
Great. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
That's good. Yeah, that's excellent. Thank you, Ms.
Okay, fine. How I became involved in grandparents, well, actually, and my mother helped me with my children and helped me raise them. So I guess she's working. She died at the age of 68 with Alzheimer's, which was at a time that they didn't know that much about Alzheimer's. So I feel as though I need to keep this going about Grandparents' Day, because she was so great with my children and her children, who are about the same age. And
beautiful.
It's a wonderful person. And she just loved everybody, and they all loved her. So I guess she's just working through me, because I can't stop it. But I was raising my as well, and I belong to a Parents Empowerment Movement, Jim. And so we were, a group of grandparents who were raising our grandchildren for whatever reason we could. And we were with the Department for the Aging Grandparents Resource Center and other grandparents, National Committee of Grandparents for Children's Rights, and with the attorney that you heard me ask to speak the other day, Jerry, he's with the kinship. So
yes,
a lot of experience with going around and getting laws passed, having legislation passed with regard to grandparents. And there was a time when people were asked to take on their grandchildren, and they said they couldn't because they had to work and there was no money there for them at that time.
Right,
yes. One of the reasons why they had to go into foster homes or either be in orphanages.
Yes.
And so, so then it came about, there was no ACS at that time, but then it was something else. But anyway, and then they got ACS, and when ACS came along, it was a lot more benefits and whatnot. And then some grandparents were taking, or relatives were taking on their relatives to raise them. But other than that, they were in foster homes or either in orphanages. So, it was that experience that I've had raising my grandchildren that has led me to keep this going in terms of finding out that there is a National Grandparents' Day for grandparents. And I know that we have gone through to get laws children, and particularly if you had them through BCW or ACS, there's certain restrictions that you can't have. So there's such a thing as things that you can't do and can and cannot do. So therefore, I really felt as though grandparents really needed to be appreciated. And that's one of the reasons why we have come to want to get this day to be recognized and honored, because President Carter signed it into legislation in 1978. That's 40 something.
Right. Yes. So as everybody that is joining us, this is Harlem Network News, and I am speaking with Miss Doris Williams, the organizer and the, just motivation between making sure that Grandparents' Day happens here in Harlem. This year we had the first virtual celebration of Grandparents' Day, and Ms. Doris was instrumental in that. And we also had the borough president, Gail Brewer, who had hoped to join us today, as well as Athena Moore. But as you know, with COVID and back to school, there is so much going on today. I know Community Board 10 gave out backpacks this morning. So we have a lot going on, but I just wanted to assure that Harlem Network News recognized Grandparents' Day and that we did a little something to really, really keep Grandparents' Day happening. And Miss Doris Williams had actually shared the fact that there is an organization called PSS, and that organization actually has a building in the Bronx that is dedicated for grandparents to be able to house their children. Because as you know, a lot of senior buildings don't allow children, but this building is specifically set up for grandparents to be able to have their grandchildren and just do all of the best things that they can. It's a support. So Ms. Doris, you want to share a little bit about the PSS organization and the building in the Bronx? And then I am going to take us out with the wonderful video that was done for Grandparents' Day. I'm going to see if I can pull that up on the computer. So thank you so, so much, Ms. Doris. So if you would just share a bit about the PSS and what has happened with the building in the Bronx, which has allowed for the grandparents to have a great place for the grandchildren to live and service. If you could share about that, because that was news to me.
So the building was because of the fact that grandparents, when they were to raise their grandchildren, but they may not have had adequate space in the apartments that they were in. So the need was there.
Hello and welcome to the virtual Grandparents' Day celebration from PSS.
Okay.
We are honored to have all of you.
Okay. And what is the name of the organization that actually has set up this building? And
because we know.
Yes, Miss Doris.
Okay, it's actually a public service building there. I'm not really looking at the exact.
Okay, yeah, no problem. But it's important that people know the name of the organization is PSS.
Yes.
And
163rd Street.
Okay, 163rd Street in the Bronx.
And Prospect, built from the ground up specifically for grandparents raising grandchildren, because of the fact sometimes if they were to take their they were denied the privilege of taking their grandchildren in because they didn't have adequate housing or not enough room or whatnot. Okay. So they have all the activities, they have different things in that building. It's built from the ground up, 163rd Prospect and Union Avenue. And a place there, and they have other things in.
Okay, well that's phenomenal, and we're going to really
the illustrious Athena Moore.
Okay. So that's wonderful, Miss Doris.
It's always a pleasure and honor.
Okay, so I'm going to share the screen again, and I'm going to try to show the video that was done in honor of Grandparents' Day. And in Grandparents' Day in Harlem with Miss Doris, there are awardees, and you know, they are celebrated and so on and so forth. And a few years ago, I had the blessing to be honored and celebrated as a Grandparents' Day at the National Black Theater. So I'm going to share this video, and you're going to be able to see some of the wonderful grandparents that were honored this
Website.
year,
There's
as
gonna
well
be a
as
hashtag that says,
our
"Keeping it
great
green."
congressperson.
Keeping
So
it
momentarily,
green.
we're going to share this video, and this is Terry
Just
Wisdom
share with us
with
a little bit
Harlem
about
Network
how you feel
News.
as
So
a
thank you so
caregiver or
much.
a
Okay,
caregiver.
so just give a
And we're
moment,
going to put everything
and
in
we're going to
one
share the screen.
We're excited.
Okay,
And so let
so
me
we're
just
looking forward.
sing a few lines
Here we
to
go.
you on the hero, because we know that that's what you are. There's a hero. If you look inside your heart, you don't have
I'm just trying to see if I can share this.
of what
It's so wonderful. Yeah, just give me a moment.
There's
Okay.
an answer.
Okay, let's see if we can pull this
Into
out.
your soul.
I'm not sure.
And
Okay,
the
thank you.
sorrow that you know will
Well, that's
melt
Helen Stout
away.
from the Department for the Aging Grandparents Resource Center.
And then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on. And you
Okay.
ask for
Yeah, I'm
peace
sorry. I'm
inside.
looking at it and I'm not able to share it right now. It's an incredible video, but let me see if I can actually pull it up.
Look
Let's see
inside you
how
and
that
be
goes.
strong.
Let me see.
And you'll find such a room that a hero lies in you.
No. Let's see.
It's a long road.
Okay, I think we got it. Excellent, excellent.
Alone.
Thank you.
No one reaches out a hand for you to hold. You
Can you see that, Doris?
Yes, I do.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you.
Search within yourself and the emptiness you felt.
And I see Helen singing up there too.
Let me see if I can go full screen. Yeah, here we go.
And
Okay.
then a hero comes along with the strength to
The Grandparents Resource
carry on.
Center. They're up there.
And you cast the
Beautiful.
fear
That's the
aside. And you
And some of
know
the
you can
tenants, like their
survive.
style.
So when you feel like hope is gone, look inside you and be strong. And you finally see the truth that a hero lies in you. Oh, Lord, no. Things are hard to follow, but don't you let anyone tear them away. Hold on, there will be tomorrow, and in time you'll find the way. And then a hero comes along.
Hey, sweetie.
To carry on.
Hey.
And you cast your fear aside.
I'm on a Zoom.
You can't survive. So when you feel like hope is gone.
Okay, we're blessed to be able to see all these wonderful grandparents. Yes. Harlem Network News, Terry Wisdom, and I'm here with Miss Doris Williams, who is the organizer of Harlem Grandparents Day. And we are being serenaded by Miss Helen and seeing a lot of the wonderful, wonderful Harlem grandparents. Amazing. Amazing grace. And that's our Congressman, Adriano Espiat, and his grandson. I love that shot.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Wonderful.
So thank you so much.
So much, Helen. Beautiful.
And we just stopped sharing
a couple minutes to talk a little bit about what PSS has been doing.
So, Ms. Doris, if you would just
specifically
like
our
to say a
grandparents
few
family
words we're going to close the show shortly, but I think we were able to just get something done. And that's really important.
Grandparents
Yes.
raising grandchildren.
Ms. Doris?
It
Yes,
started in the
yes.
early 1990s.
Okay.
PSS began running,
wanted to say that the proclamations that President Jimmy
services,
Carter,
noticing
in
that a lot of these
1978 and
seniors were bringing their
1979, that the Sunday, that
In
the
light of that,
the Sunday after Labor Day is the Sunday, Labor Day comes, and then Sunday is National Grandparents' Day. And,
Okay.
and that's actually tomorrow, because Monday just passed was actually Labor
Right.
Day.
Yes,
So
yeah,
if
absolutely.
you
Yes,
on
so,
Monday, you can celebrate
yes,
Day.
absolutely.
But
So
what
we
I
will
wanna
be,
say- but what I want
we
to
will-
say, let me say this. President Jimmy Carter's birthday was yesterday.
okay.
Years old. So I
How old? Mhm.
So I thank you, President Jimmy Carter, for thinking about us grandparents. And he's not even a grandparent. But President Barack Obama also did 2 proclamations also. So he did it in 2011 and 2012, that he did proclamations naming the Sunday after Labor Day as National Grandparents' Day. That's over 40 years ago, and people
Okay.
don't know. That's unforgivable. Don't forget
Okay.
about the flower. The flower, the grandparents' flower is forget me not.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much.
Okay. So thank you so much, Ms. Doris. Thank you for being so patient and also resilient in carrying the torch for Grandparents' Day, and even just taking the time to come on to Harlem Network News today. We appreciate you greatly, and we were glad to hear your words. And please stay connected. Anything that Harlem Network News can do to support you in this quest to keep Grandparents' Day going, we're here. And for those of you who just tuned in, this is Terry Wisdom, and this is Harlem Network News. And today, Sunday, September 13th, is National Grandparents' Day, and you can celebrate all of your grandparents, your great-grandparents, and the flower for Grandparents' Day is Forget Me Not. So it's an amazing day, and thank you so much, Ms. Doris. And I know that you shared that you're going to be speaking at one of the churches tomorrow, that Grandparents' Day. So good luck with that, okay?
Thank you so much,
So-
Terry, and thank you so much for this
Okay,
day, this
okay.
opportunity.
Okay, and we appreciate you and we support you. Harlem Network News, harlemnetworknews.com. You can share your stories with us. Harlem Network News was created to assure that the Harlem, quote, and the Harlems of the world are informed. Knowledge is power, and it is important we tell our own stories. So today, for National Grandparents' Day, we have just the grace to host Ms. Doris Williams, and earlier we had Reverend Rhonda McClean Nur, just share with us about Grandma's hands. So it's a blessing. Thank you all, and have a wonderful Grandparents' Day. Thank you, Ms. Doris.
Thank you so much. Thank you.